A little bit of a prelude. This is going to be a 100% spoiler-free review of Eternals. If you want any spoilers, that's not this show. We'll do that a different day. With that in mind,
it's too close to release to be a dick about spoilers, guys. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't be shitty. Can't be shitty. But yeah.
But first things first, their world premiere was fucking excellent. And also stank of Gallifreyan writing, so that was pretty cool.
Right? All those fucking circles.
Every single one of the main Eternals got Alexis designed based on their character. Like Makari's was the fastest Lexus on the market thus far.
Fun.
Icarus's was
makes sense.
like the one that could haul the most, things like that.
Makes sense.
Which is kind of neat. Thanks, Lexus.
His headlights shoot laser beams. Awesome.
Yeah. It was Cars is what it was. Yeah. All those cars for the Cars cinematic universe. Anyway. Who else has a little bit of prelude before we begin chatting proper?
I just know it's a Jack Kirby property, man, and you know how we feel about Jack Kirby and all around these houses, right? Without the man, we wouldn't have half or majority of the Marvel universe to begin with. So, he did go off to play in space twice. He did it for DC with New Gods, and he's just like, I'll do it again at Marvel.
Literally.
Do it again.
I did it again. Yes. Eternals. But it's I'm happy to see that at least one of his properties are starting to get a bit more notice. Other than it's actually one of Jack Kirby's things, not like a Jack Kirby and family or Jack Kirby and
just
you know what I mean? Like it's actually just his. Yeah, so I'm happy to see like it's finally come this far, right? So I mean, we got a glimpse with the the Celestials beforehand in Guardians, right? Which is like a neat little hint at stuff. But here we are, right? But here we are, full force. So I mean, if Jack could see it, he'd be very happy. But I'm pretty sure he can see it anyway. So, all right.
I just love the aesthetics of the whole thing. Like, yeah, they went actually. One of their whole bits is that they look fucking cool. And they're gonna look fucking cool the whole time.
And that, to this movie's credit, that they do. One of the, I was sitting beside, in my second viewing of this movie, I was sitting next to someone that, what they do is costumes for an entire living. And they build theater costumes 6 ways from Sunday. And their big problem with Shang-Chi was the fit on how that shirt would actually work, on a human.
Yeah, it was...
Watching this show, everything's of a piece and would drape and, would fit a person properly. So, big credit to them.
I mean, I think my only criticism on costume is Athena's suction cup boobs. That's the only one that bothers me.
Damn.
For me, I got very much a flavor of both Asgardian and a lot of Sorcerer Supreme stuff at the same time. If you feel me, right?
I do.
You know what I mean? It gave me that kind of feel, and a very grand movie, large cast too. And I was wondering how they're gonna fit everybody into that story without muddling it up too much or not giving anybody too much time. And I feel like some cast members kind of missed out on some screen time. I feel.
As it goes.
Yeah.
Right, as it goes, right?
But listen, shooting for 10 and only getting to 8 or 9, that's a good job.
That's exactly, you know what I mean? I just feel like guys like Kingo and all that were kind of there but not there sometimes, and it's just could have been a little bit more.
Well, we even talked about how that was going to be, one of the big concerns of this movie was just that there were so many fucking people. And there were so many fucking people.
A lot.
Agreed. This movie does a good job of balancing as we go through. But once we get into Act 3, it's like, okay, so here's our star players, and the rest of you are still important, but over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have been removed
My
from the plot a
one-
little bit.
Yeah. My one gripe with this movie is like it didn't really pull me in like other Marvel movies had. There's something about this movie just like there's some parts of it that have some pacing issues I find or just kind of don't fit well. I don't want to say scene for scene, but I mean there's just some parts that just kind of like I was just like, well, move along or like you didn't really need this part in here. But I mean,
Related to,
overall,
the
Sorry?
inaccessibility. Like this movie was always going to be kind of inaccessible because it's just such
Yeah.
like weird Marvel lore, and
Yeah,
I think that kind of played into some of those scenes where you're like, okay, this is happening now, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, it's like even the beginning with it when it with like Kit Harington, right? Like playing Dane Whitman, it just felt like it was very just like the expositional dump that we were getting was just like, and so wait, so he's just accepting this like this.
He's
And
just
like,
like, all right, I
and-
guess.
right? You know what I
That's
mean?
what I-
Like there's like you know what I mean? There's nothing to it. It's just like, like okay, cool, but I mean, I guess they kind of explain that later on, but
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
another
like,
scene where it's
right?
a big, like 6 or 7 minute info dump scene. I'm like,
Mhm.
so I see what you're going for, and I like all the words you're using to do it, and I like how it
Mhm.
looks.
Written.
Right? It's written wonderfully.
Yeah.
However, I wish it was not like that. I wish
Like
there was.
you wrote well based on the choices you made. It's just this was a bad choice to make.
I
Yeah.
had wished, what we talk a lot about here is the show don't tell.
hmm
Whereas this was a lot and a lot of show and tell.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that particular scene maybe could have been sprinkled in. You'd have to recut the movie even more, but it was 6 or 7 minutes.
It just kept fucking going. You're like, are they gonna stop? Is this gonna stop?
It's-
And then it didn't.
And
It's going on. Yeah, it's going on for some time, man.
And like
whew.
on my initial viewing, it was cool. It was like, okay, getting point A, point B.
Learning the stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's been a little while. Can we go back to the rest of the cast now?
We're still at
No,
point B. Why?
Marvel says, and you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It took a long time to get to your villains. I felt like it was just a long pan of time and stuff was going on in between that I felt like was just kind of like, I mean,
Well,
I guess you want to give me flashbacks on their life, but I speed
Right.
it up.
like that. I've seen it said in a couple of places that if you make someone take out 15% of their final product, you get a better product at the end. And
Mhm.
this movie needed that, honestly. It needed someone going through with a very mean knife and cutting anything that didn't have to be there.
So
Yeah, honestly.
on the opposite hand, Chloe Zhao's like artistic filmmaking was watching No Man Land going. I had the perfect storm of what I thought I was going to get from this movie. I watched Chloe
Mhm.
Zhao's other work. I read up on the
Mhm.
Eternals. We did a whole episode about it.
Mhm.
I read not only Neil Gaiman's run, but also Jack Kirby's original run to prepare for
Mhm.
this.
You had all your bits.
Not one of those things could have prepared me for what I got,
Which is good.
which is both good
Yeah.
and bad, in my personal opinion.
Mhm. Yeah.
That was very much a Chloe Zhao project.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can tell some of the sets were the same, and that's not a diss against it by any stretch of the imagination. If you know
But
what
it is
you
a
can,
fact.
it is a fact.
Mhm.
But I thought I was going to get more from the Neil Gaiman run about how they were humans and then they became Eternals, and I think I would have liked that more.
Yeah, that explanation a bit. Yeah.
Whereas Jack
I've-
Kirby's run
yeah.
is very
Mhm.
much what it's based on, 100%.
Yeah, gods who walk the earth. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the idea.
And I liked it, don't get me wrong. It's just like I was expecting a
Yeah.
little bit of something else. There was
Mhm.
Yeah.
there was part of this that I thought I was getting. So the Eternals and the Celestials and all of them are vaguely related to another property, Marvel property I talked about tonight. And
Yeah.
I am a little sad that not one of those words was dropped.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do it just yet. Remember, it's not time yet. They said. Not yet.
I understand it's not time, but it was like, the drip feed, it was right there, and they don't have to. They got their way. I understand.
Yeah, you got to think of it this way. You got to find a way to rework the X-Men, because in a world where you have guys like Doctor Strange and the Hulk running around saving lives all the time, it's hard to hate a mutant.
I mean,
I can get behind that.
They always seem to find a way in comics, so
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
But jumping onto that, what Shino said is just like, with what Marvel's formula is as right now, there's a lot you've seen. So again, like Scarlet Witch with her situation, right? And then whatever was going on with let alone just race in Captain America and Winter Soldier, like with that, there has to be another way of per se discrimination for mutants to be hated on in this situation.
Yeah,
and that's like, that has to be, for this formula that they're doing, it has to be done right. That's the thing. So
I think figure something out somehow.
I think to this movie's benefit, it was different. And unfortunately, it stank of different.
So it got the good and the bad ends of that stick, yeah.
Right. And on a rewatch a couple months from now, with more context on what else we're getting, this is going to look really good.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Currently, with barely a direction of where we're going in this phase and what we're doing, the end of this movie was very strange. And in both my viewings, I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Okay, I guess. Bye.
That's how. That's how we're ending things, man.
Have fun.
Right.
I'll see you later in this phase.
I know it kind of fucked me up too, because I sat there and I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they hit me with the oh shit, and I went, and then I guess bye.
I was like, is homegirl tripping or am I tripping right now? What's happening? And then everything rolled out. So it's like, everything rolled out. So I was like, what? I was like, wait. You know what? I feel like you right now, Kit Harington. I don't know what's up either.
Chicks pulse.
I know nothing.
I'm sober. What's going on?
What the fuck is happening here?
Oh, jeez.
I know what I took before this show, and it was not enough to make that happen.
Yeah.
It happened. I was like, what?
And listen,
honestly,
listen.
I was gonna say, yeah.
No, you go. I've talked a lot.
I was gonna say, just for that portion where shows up, seeing that, we're like, because I went with a friend, and so we're sitting there watching, right? We're just like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
like
do be
everything's
vibe,
going, whatever.
yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
He's like, everybody else is like,
listen, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. I was surfing the high seas for this. Okay. So when that happened, first and foremost, I thought I missed something. So I was like, wait, hold on. Did I miss something? Rewind this. Hold on. Wait, what just happened?
Pause.
Wait.
Yeah.
Turns out you did this fucking squat.
Yeah. And the second time, I was still like, holy shit. I was like, what's going on, man?
Just grasping your chair. Just
right. I'm like, did God just speak to people?
And the answer was solid fucking maybe.
What just happened?
God.
You need everybody. You need the entire squad from Men in Black to just becoming like, look over here, please.
Please,
sort that one out, please.
Oh man, that was bad. But yeah,
Jesus, it was something.
The character I do want to highlight by herself is the characterization of Sprite in that entire film was an excellent fucking job. Especially because of the repercussions of the movie. this character changes in a way that not many people would expect. Is the way I'll put that.
It's the only answer that makes sense, however.
It is. Once the plot lays it out to you, it's like, yeah, 100%. But once the consequences of the plot happen, and she now has to do something else with her life, I'm like, oh, that's very... Yeah, you were born to play that character. Absolutely. Yeah, please continue talking and being on screen. And then
That's why they had to do it that way. Exactly that reason.
I get you. Our apologies for being so vague, but it is too close. It is...
Free.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Look, if we...
Yeah.
Nope. I was just going to say, if we did spoil, that would be the biggest dick move we possibly could. Again, it's just so close to release date, guy. Gotta give at least 2-3 weeks to start talking shenanigans.
Yeah.
So, what I do want to talk about in the vaguest way as we continue through the plot is the post-credit scenes. Now,
I have a story about for one of those, but let's go.
So, there's 2 of them.
Of course, that's standard fare.
Yeah.
B, one of them's better than the other. C, Shino liked the second one a lot better than the first one. All 3 of these sentences were facts.
Interesting.
So, to
Shino, can we ask why?
I'm not even mad if for that second option, but I'm just curious on what year. I don't know if we want to do first or the second.
Let's go in order. Let's go in order, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one,
go ahead.
A major Hollywood star, and once upon a time singer, makes his appearance as a Marvel character. A, Marvel, bite my ass. Because that particular character does some very rotten things.
I think we can all agree, what the fuck to that casting choice.
Yes, and also I've seen the references of that character and what technically happened. It's still disgusting, but yes.
And also, there is a CGI character, 100% CGI character, that shows up that is voiced by a specific someone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that specific someone that you guys are kind of, we're talking about, with his wrong
being a guy who exists.
Yeah. Being a Jake. Listen.
Ooh, everyone hates Jakes.
I'll tell you right now that his inclusion there would kind of make sense because at one point he was She-Hulk's biggest client because he was sued by
everybody in the universe. Yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
Everybody.
So it'd be funny to see him be a court case because he is a walking court case. He's also a flying court case. Did you guys know he's also intergalactic court case? Just to let you know.
Yep. In the universe.
This man
the universe.
This man gets sued by the Shi'ar Empire.
Bro.
That's 100% a real Marvel fact.
The casting makes so much more sense then.
Post-show, I will ask you the fuck how.
Have you seen how the person looks?
You know what? With 3 extra seconds of thought, I don't need your answer. I'm good.
Nope. We're good on that.
Anyway, the CGI, the completely CGI character, A, you can tell that was done pretty close to releasing this movie. That needed an extra spit polish. Is what that needed.
Nice way to put it.
That's all it needed. It was the character. It sure was. Anyway, so second post-credit scene, right? So,
yep.
Our good buddy, Jon Snow, does a thing.
Yeah, he does.
And then a voice speaks. Shino, how much would you like to add to that?
I am not gonna give away. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give away too much. Listen, man. So I'm just gonna say that the voice belongs to somebody that has a certain
We've talked about
Vamp-
before.
yeah, we've talked about before, a certain blood affliction, and is able to walk during the day. Just saying.
Okay.
Morbius. It's Morbius. I'm telling you.
Okay. So before you continue on, I heard that voice for like a split second, and then like obviously now like memory bank is like effy on who it was, so I will have to look it up again. But the references that people were talking about in like Easter eggs and all that stuff of that voice were saying, "Oh, it is this certain person," and I was like, "Okay."
But you're wrong though. But you're wrong.
Is it?
And then the director came out and flat out said, "It was my honor to include this character in my movie. Character name is my favorite."
So if you want that spoiler, it's very easily accessible, folks.
100%
But we won't be giving it to you.
That's correct.
My phone.
Thanks, Beastie.
With that in mind, this movie stank of different, and also was very gay.
We do love to see it.
Fastos, best queen.
Best king.
Gotta go fast.
That's correct. And if you're Saudi Arabia, you have no idea what the fuck this movie is.
Shame.
Looks like you miss out. No Marvel for you. Too bad.
Yeah.
No.
You can't handle two dudes kissing. Anyway.
But you don't give a shit about two girls. Anyways.
Unfortunately true.
With that in mind, does this movie rank on anybody's top 5?
No.
No.
Of the Phase 4 stuff, or just
all?
No.
No, I wouldn't even give it that high. Like, as okay, so for someone who's like not as like Eternal heavy or like knowledgeable for stuff,
yep,
it was. And how I explain it to anybody that I've like has also seen it, I've said, for me, it's good for what it did and for what it needed to do. For
That's
essentially,
correct.
It had work to do.
Exactly. For as per se setting up and all this stuff and explaining to like people that don't know too much, even if they've seen like little tidbits, it did its job. It looked artistically very well done, and it was that. So
I feel it could have been a Disney Plus show, but aside from that,
and this is where you and I will agree to disagree.
I feel like it could have been a Disney Plus show, man, because pacing wise, it didn't do enough to give me a lot of their backstory or what they did over the centuries. It's just like a lot of like pick and choose of like, here they are in the fucking 50s. Here they are. Like, it's just like whatever, dude. If you're gonna do Eternals, you're gonna give me stuff about their life now and then, and you spread that shit out, because if they're Eternal, they obviously have done a lot of shit. And I don't know. I'm not sure if this movie's like enough for a sequel. I feel like Eternals is kind of like,
I can tell you right now, from the director herself, no.
Yeah.
This is a one and done. This is a.
That's what I figured.
These characters will go. That is my least favorite part about this movie. I enjoyed all of these characters in their moments. All of their chemistry together, and now that the plot happens, it's my problem with Thor in some of his movies, where depending on who he's talking to and depending who's writing him, he sounds like a completely different fucking character.
Every single Thor movie has a every time he appears, that's a different character every single time.
Yeah.
And I loved this interpretation of all those characters. Up, down, left, right, 6 ways from Sunday.
Yeah.
And I am very scared for where they will land.
See, that's my thing. This should have been a lengthy series about these characters and what it leads into Marvel proper now, and not the short spurt that we got for 2.5 hours. Because the 2.5 hours gave you a movie, but it didn't give you enough about who these people are. Like, at the end of the day, I can tell you right now, I enjoyed what I watched, but I honestly don't give a shit about anybody there. I don't really, I'm not concerned with any of these characters. I don't care for, like, they didn't make me want to pursue them any further. I just feel like they're just inserts now.
And even
me, thanks for that story, leave.
And even me, with all of my knowledge and all of my backstory, there is one character I care about.
Yeah.
I wonder who that
Mm.
is.
I'll tell you
Don't worry, she
immediately
probably get
after
a
the show.
she's probably gonna get a Disney Plus show. Don't worry.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I just like to point out though for how Angelina played Thena,
Uh-huh.
I thought that was very interesting, and I was like,
That
'cause-
was interesting until the
interesting, 'cause,
third
like,
act.
well, besides that, let alone that, but I was like, because I was very curious on how she's gonna do a Marvel movie per se, because like she's done obviously a lot of work, she's done some good work, if
Ever
anything here and
famous,
there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
just curious on how she was gonna like handle a Marvel character and portray whatever per se script that she had
Oh.
to do. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
You heard her say in an interview, right, that she thought she had a bit part.
a bigger part?
No, she had
Bit.
A
she
bit
had a
part.
small part. She thought she had a small part.
Yeah.
And then she's
Oh.
kind of
Yeah.
more involved than
She
she once
was-
believed.
Yeah, so she
Well-
wasn't in line with what was up exactly.
Oh shit!
She made she
Yeah.
she did her best. She did her best
It
Angelina
reads.
face. Yeah.
It
She was
reads.
there. She was present. Remember I told you James Franco was high on set. Anyways, listen, man.
Stop.
James Franco was high
Yeah.
on set. Angelina Jolie was broken on set. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Is she okay?
final
No.
thoughts. Final thoughts on Eternals, the motion picture.
I
Um.
don't want to be mean, but
Hmm.
worst Marvel movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I agree to
Really?
that. Yeah, I agree to that. A whole
I
bunch.
wouldn't even say that. Damn.
No, I do. I do. I agree to that, man. As the
And I
latest
don't
Marvel
think that's-
property out. Yeah.
Like, I think
Wait.
if you compare it to some of their older stuff, it's still in my like better 2/3 of my ranking of Marvel movies. It's just that
Yeah.
compared to what's come out recently, it doesn't
Yeah.
hold up very well.
No.
I will agree.
I
Of
don't-
all
I
of
just-
Phase
okay,
4, it
fair.
stinks the worst.
I think so too. I mean, I'm not saying it's exactly Dark World or like Age of Ultron.
No. And
Right.
by the way, if you're on the internet and use that comparison, bite my ass.
Okay.
Oof, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, it's not those levels, man.
No.
I mean, like, You know,
I was like, sir.
but I give it Ant-Man levels of love. It's there. It did its thing.
Oh,
It's got a couple of characters.
Personally, I put it
Right.
above Ant-Man because I don't like Ant-Man.
I'm not saying it is like Ant-Man, but I mean it's a watchable film. You know, not like the other stinkers that we got by. For me it's no Iron Man. It's no Guardians. It's not exactly a Winter Soldier.
Definitively
Right.
not any of those. You're right.
Right.
So,
You know what I
so
mean?
then I would like to ask a question.
There's
Then,
Thor.
if you guys are ranking like, if you two are ranking like this, I want to hear per se the number ranking where you put it, because I have an
Oh, I'll have
idea
to
of
give
where
you
I
my
want it.
whole list at some point.
Yeah, we'll have
I
to
know
do a
that-
whole list, but
No, but let's say like where, as of what you guys have seen, not of the whole thing. I'm
Mhm.
saying of this movie.
Mhm.
Where
Mhm.
what's like 1 out of 10? What do you place it at?
oh, okay.
I'm
what
giving it a solid 6.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 6 is probably a good one because I said on Monday's stream my joke about how if you give something a 7, you haven't thought hard enough. And yeah, it's not an 8. It's
Mm.
watchably pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
And here's
Like,
my thing.
Red
And-
saw it a lot of times. I wouldn't want to see it more than once.
And
No,
here's my
me
thing.
neither. It's
My
a bit
initial-
sluggish. Yeah.
My initial intention was to watch this movie Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
only ended up seeing it twice because of a scheduling conflict,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and I'm glad that I only saw it twice.
Oof.
Yeah, man.
So giving that ranking then.
So, with that in mind, that's also a 6.
Yep.
I guess I'm the only one who's gonna be like, I guess per se generous then. Again, as of my viewing, who's not a huge what is it? Eternals
Listen,
person of
honest-
knowledge.
There's
Uh-huh.
I gave it a 7 at the most, just because it was, again, artistically done well, and
Pretty.
information
It's
wise,
very
like it was done uniquely. That's all I was giving it. So
There's about 25 minutes of boring content that could be stripped away from that movie, if not more.
or
And
That's fair,
even
that's
some,
fair.
Yeah.
redistributed. Like,
not even reached just out. And there's a lot of dialogue in there that was either like it was supposed to be comedy but not funny, that could have been cut out, and a lot of dialogue that
There-
just kind of like was inserted to add to a plot that just didn't need any more. Just for me, man, it's just a 6. Like I can't.
I'll tell
see
you,
it
if you watch the
even being
trailer
that Cosmos
before you
setting.
go see the movie, you've seen all the funny bits.
Yeah, man. I can't.
Wrong.
Movie's not good. Not good.
Okay.
Not for
It's
me,
fine.
anyways. Yeah, it's
Fair.
all right.
We're
Well-
coming up on an hour and a half, boys.
With that in mind, what we like to do at the end of our show is we like to migrate you all to somewhere where you can either continue the conversation or watch some people play some cool video games. This evening, we have VR chat, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate,
That's our
Earthbound,
shtick.
Earthbound, or Splatoon 2.
Wait, did you not read? Did you not?
We
Beast, did
gotta-
you not redeem somebody to guide to
Yes, I
raid?
did.
Yeah.
That is one of them. Well, per se, it's Smash.
Oh, well, we gotta go that way then. We've been
Oh.
commanded.
Oh, yeah,
The
we were
coin
commanded, so
command.
it's Smash it is. I guess we have to look at our rivals.
All right. With that in mind, this evening we are going to be sending you all to Kev Jumba. Now, I know they've been on the internet for a long while, so show them some love when you show up to their chat. With that in mind, if you want to tell us how we're wrong about the Eternals, or tell us that we're too fucking vague about it, you can find us on Twitter at Crusade Nerd, on Instagram at Nerd Crusade. You can find our sister show, the Nerd Crusade Podcast, wherever you find those. With that in mind, we'll catch you all later.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and button mash a thumbs up. If you want to swing by when we have a new video, web up the sub button. Oh, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified by.